Have you ever seen an idea so simple, yet so ridiculously over the top that you immediately thought, oh, we have to do this? That's exactly how we felt when we came up with the idea to hide 200 ducks in our principal's office. What started as a lighthearted joke quickly turned into a full-blown mission, carefully placing ducks in drawers, behind books, in couch cushions. I mean, there were ducks everywhere. The question is, how long did it take for our principal to find them all? And did we manage to keep a straight face while it all unfolded? Stick around because this quacky adventure is one of our favorites.
This is Teachers on the Loose.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Teachers on the Loose, the podcast where we turn teacher tales into belly laughs and life lessons. I'm Celeste.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Allison.
And I'm Kelsey.
Today, we're sharing the epic tale of how we pulled off one of our cutest pranks, hiding 200 mini ducks in our principal's office. We will tell you what her reaction was. Did she figure out who did it?
I'm guessing she did.
Probably. And I'm still wondering if she found all the ducks. And I mean, really the most important question, where are the ducks now?
But before we dive into today's episode, we want to say thanks for listening last week where we shared all about the book fair and those unforgettable moments. It's always fun seeing the excitement in all the students' faces when the book fair comes to our school. We love when students walk in ready to spend their little bag full of coins thinking that they're going to get a book, only to leave with a handful of erasers, maybe a spy pen, or even a poster like Allison. But hey, it's all part of the fun. Now, I'm pretty sure you've all seen this funny meme, the one that says, my addiction to buying things that I don't need started at the book fair. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally agree with it.
100%.
Well, if you have a lot of picture books at home and are looking to donate any of those books, my address is...
555 42nd Street.
No, I'm kidding. But your child's teacher or the school in your neighborhood might want books, especially new teachers trying to build their classroom libraries. You know, in my neighborhood, we have 2 of those little free library boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're always full of books. So these are just ideas of places if you or your child are looking to donate and clean up your home library collection.
Oh, I love that. That's a great idea, Kristen. We also wanted to give a shout out to a friend that sent a text to Allison and I saying she was catching up on our podcast, and she sent us a picture of when we all taught summer school together. And our principal took us to play laser tag, and we had such a fun time getting to know each other and really running around like crazy people trying to get each other with lasers. But it was super fun, and those type of fun get-togethers really bring people together and help build those relationships.
Yeah, I remember that time that we all got together and played laser tag. It was super fun, and we were able to connect as a team of teachers that did summer school together, and we were able to have a little friendly competition and make
but
some
who won?
memories. I know it wasn't me.
I don't think it was me because I was wearing a white shirt.
You were an easy target.
I did not plan well for this event because it was a very easy target.
I just remember running around and giggling a lot and just having fun, and I'm so grateful that that person sent in the picture to us because it was fun to reminisce about those good times. So getting back into today's episode, we are going to be talking about 200 mini ducks, right? Like 200 of them.
Yeah.
And Kelsey and I, you know, we were working as usual.
Please.
right.
Oh my gosh.
Getting our job done, doing what we're supposed to be doing. And
You guys weren't even there yet. We had already put in a 2-hour day.
so Kelsey and I were wondering, whose idea was this and how did you make it all happen?
Whose idea is it usually?
Well, it's honestly the internet's fault. I like to look at the internet. It's how I de-stress myself. And I am scrolling and I'm like, what? Is that a video of someone putting mini ducks around someone's house? We could also do that in our principal's office. Yes, let's do that.
So, Kristen, how'd she rope you into this?
Well, I actually did see this same video on some social media site. And I think at one point, Celeste, you and I both had it in our Amazon carts. And I think you took the plunge,
The day we
proceeded
found
to
out
check
that we both had them, you were like, should we? And I'm like, done. Says they'll be here next Thursday.
Yes.
Ordered.
So yes, she ordered all the ducks, and I just kind of wonder sometimes what our husbands think when they get the notification, like confirmation email, like, oh, it's 200 mini ducks arriving to our house on Thursday. Huh, weird.
No.
Okay.
Casey doesn't ask questions anymore.
Wait, when you say mini ducks, like how big are we talking here?
They're like
Mini-
little babies, like less than a half an inch tall. They're just
so
they're
tiny.
Really
tiny
tiny.
little ducks.
So when 200 ducks are arriving to your house, it's not like there's going to be boxes and boxes. It's just coming in like a...
It's not
Like
even
a small
it's
little
box.
bag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we went about our day as usual, the next few days, teaching all the things, being amazing. Yes, Celeste and I work too, believe it or not.
Every day. Thank you very much.
Then Thursday rolled around, and I know you get always excited. You're like checking your phone, they've arrived. But we looked at our calendar, and we looked at our principal's calendar, and we were like, well, let's just wait. And I think one morning we're like, it is time.
Go
Yes.
time.
It was time. I had the ducks. It was early in the morning. Our coworker Simone was there. We had another coworker with us, and it was just us in the building. So we're like, it's go time. So we headed down to our principal and assistant principal's offices, mini ducks in hand. And you and Simone went to the front office to where our principal's office is, and I went into our assistant principal's office with another coworker, and we divvied up the ducks, and it was like bam, 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 get them all hidden as quick as you can. We each took turns being on the lookout just in case there was somebody else that was going to come into the building, and nobody showed up, so we were good. No one spoiled our surprise, and we got all of the ducks hidden.
So where did you hide them all?
Well, hiding 200 mini ducks, it's not as easy as that sounds. At one point, we didn't have enough places to hide them, so we would just put them in drawers, on top of cabinets, on the table, in couch cushions, on the door frame, and so on. Really, any surface, there was a duck. So then we put some on our building administrator's desk and our secretary's desk. We were just spreading the love.
They loved it. Yeah. Mission complete. And so now we wait.
You know what I think? We need to invest in a camera or something, because some of our pranks, we don't actually see the immediate response of our victims. I mean the person that we pranked.
Okay, so what happened once both principals arrived? Did one arrive first? What happened?
I am not sure who got to school first. All I remember is we were obviously back in our classrooms, working away, getting ready for the day, preparing amazing lessons. And our assistant principal comes tromping down to my room before students arrived. And she's like, what the duck? And you know me, like I try really hard to keep a straight face in these situations. Sometimes I do better than others. I hit it well, though. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I think I had my scheduled monthly meeting with the principal soon after, and I walked into her office, and there were mini ducks all on her table, categorized by color.
Gosh.
I guess her daughter started finding them in the morning, all the places that we hid them, and she started putting them in color groups on the table. And at first my principal's like, oh, what's she doing? And then after a while she's like, what is happening? What is going on?
Yeah, because that's weird. Like someone pulling a prank, because that never happens in our school, right?
I'm just happy that you made someone else your victim.
It's like I'm off the hook. Thank goodness. On to somebody
I don't
new.
know if the principals were happy with being the victim now, but I'm happy about it.
Well, and I feel like this was like a really nice prank. It was really cute. There's nothing
Yeah.
scary about finding
That's
ducks
true.
in your office.
But did you get all the ducks back?
No. I have no idea to this day where those ducks live. I know the principal kept some, her daughter kept some. I think the secretary loved them so
Yes.
much, and she still has a few on her desk. I have no idea where the ones that were in our assistant principal's office went.
She really liked them too. So
Maybe
yeah.
they're hiding somewhere.
I might need to find out where they are, and maybe you'll see them again in your future.
Where are the
I
ducks?
don't know. I think they need to be circulated.
Well, I'm just curious why they got a super cute prank and I got balloons in my car and Tom Hanks in the library and my entire office is gone.
Yeah. Anyways, it was a big hit with our principals. They loved it, mostly because it brought them joy and it brought a smile to their day.
Plus, we wanted to start out sweet and cute. We didn't want to do scary stuff
Wait,
right away.
Are you saying that you did other pranks to our principals in the past that weren't so cute, like little ducks? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we did get our assistant principal with the bear.
Yeah, we sure did. Her office has like this corner that is pretty hidden. You can't really see it when you walk in. And so I hid the 7-foot bear in her office. And so when she walked in, she wouldn't see it at first, but if you turn the corner a little bit, there is this giant bear. You know, just a nice little friend to visit her and to start her day.
So did it work? Did you scare her?
100% it worked. I remember I was in my classroom and it's down quite a ways from her office, and all of a sudden all you hear is this super loud scream, and then she comes marching down the hall.
Did she think it was funny?
I think now,
Maybe.
after she realized she wasn't being attacked by a cardboard bear.
I remember during one of our weekly PLC professional learning community meetings with the first grade team, you guys did that loud screaming prank where you pretended to see something on the ground and you all like jumped and screamed super loud and ran. And
Yeah,
I
it was
was
the best.
instant pissed.
Oh, yeah, you were.
All of you screamed, though. It was fantastic.
I screamed, jumped on top of my chair.
Yep, you were so mad at us as usual because, you know, you were working.
Why are you giving air quotes? I was actually working.
Were you? I think you also had a sore throat from screaming. Did you pee your pants a little too?
Yes. I screamed and peed a little and I was instant pissed.
Yeah, I think it's called the invisible prank or something like that. And so we got you and our assistant principal, but our principal wasn't in the room. And she walks in later and we all like made eye contact. And we
Yes.
just know what the
It's
eye
time.
contact means. And Kelsey's face, she was so mad. She looked at us and it was like, no, don't you guys dare do it.
Dare do it. It's like the mom face, like, no, I know what you're doing.
And like
Don't
little
you do
kids.
I mean, we don't listen,
No.
of course. So we did it again, but she didn't scream. She just
No.
seemed really worried. And she got up and she was like, she was going to protect us. She was going to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love hearing those stories, especially when we get the administrators involved, because it just kind of helps build that strong community. And I know that doesn't really happen overnight, but it does take some time, it takes some effort, and it does take a willingness to embrace both the fun and the tough moments together. But by creating an atmosphere where laughter, silliness, and joy are encouraged, you're making your school a place where students and teachers feel connected and supported. So let's be real, guys. Our days can sometimes be really hard. And there are days when instead of laughing, we might be crying. But for those lighthearted moments, they help us push through. They remind us why we do what we do. And they make the tough days a little easier to handle. So keep creating that culture of fun and connection, whether it's through silly dress-up days, inside jokes with your students, or a spontaneous dance party in your classroom. Every small moment adds up to something really special.
All right, I got a good one. Ready? If you could hide a tiny duck at any spot in your classroom or your coworker's classroom, where would it be?
I think for me, I would hide it on a student's desk. They love all that kind of stuff. And, you know, just including them in the fun, they find a lot of joy with that, especially since we already have spiders and roaches hiding in many places in my classroom. So what's
That
a duck?
sounds disgusting. I feel like you need to get that handled, Kristen. What's going
Let's
on?
just clarify, they're fake.
What? They are
Spiders
fake.
and roaches.
No EnviroPest was included in this.
Why do you have spiders and cockroaches?
I
That's
don't
gross.
know, Celeste, Allison, and Kelsey, why I have those creatures in my classroom right now that students come up to me still to this day with a spider in their hand. Look, I found a spider. Or when I said to them, hey, so this bag full of roaches that I tried to return to Celeste, well, I guess it's not all of the roaches that are hiding in our classroom, you guys. So we need to find more of them. So thank you, you three.
So do
Many,
you just have
many
the
more.
bag there? So if
Yep.
kids find them, they know where to put them?
Yeah, but they actually really like the roaches. They are very realistic, so they like to take them. And I'm like, oh, we need that back.
Yeah, except
So
there
do
is
something
one
else.
that you didn't take back, and it was left here. And when I opened up my
yes.
computer to start this podcast today, lo and behold, there was a 6-legged little creature staring back at me. And so I thought, oh, that was fun. Set it aside. Halfway through this podcast, I feel a little something in my headphone. What's that? Oh, another cockroach. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
No, but it's fun because then we have that memory of us pulling pranks on each other with the cockroaches.
Yeah. So, Allison, you don't have spiders or fake roaches all around your classroom.
I don't.
So, where would you hide this mini duck?
So I don't know where I would put a duck, but a coworker of mine and I have an elf that I found on top of my closet. There's like this space up there that you just can't see. And when I moved into this classroom, I found this jar that also had this big elf on it. And in that jar was trail mix. And I thought it was really funny. And on the bottom of it had a sticker. It was from Target. You know how Target puts like their dates on it for the holiday things. And it said 1992.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so that trail mix was a little old, but I thought it was really funny that I found this and I put it in one of my coworkers' classrooms and hid it. And so he found it and jokingly, he wanted me to think that he ate the trail mix. And he came in and he was like, "Thank you so much. That was so good." And I was like, my eyes got wide and I was like, "You did not eat it." And he was like, "Yeah, I did." And I was like, "No." And I went in there and he had dumped half of it into his trash can, but he had me going for a little bit that he had eaten it. And I was so freaked out. But that started some banter between the two of our classrooms. So his classroom looks for the elf and then they're like, "Go hide it in Allison's classroom." And then my kids will come in and they'll be like, "Hey, there's the elf. It came back." And we have had it going since September, back and forth between our classrooms. So even though it's not a duck, it's something that I just found and had fun with and have that memory with that coworker
so
of
funny.
mine.
So now you're going to add a duck to the...
So yeah, so I feel like I could do that with a duck. I could maybe put it in somebody's classroom and it could be like the elf's little friend.
I
don't
have a
know.
roach or spider if you want to add to that.
We
Too.
could, we could write a book, Elf and Duck's Great Adventure.
Oh my gosh, and how it goes back and forth in between the two classes.
Yeah. I just wrote your lesson plans for writing for next week. You're welcome.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
beautiful.
So speaking of ducks, have there been any other duck activities?
Well, when we started talking about this prank, in my head, I thought of when our administrators put a bunch of rubber ducks into a blow-up pool, and we had to go pick one of the ducks, and whatever number was on the bottom.
They were like sitting in the pool
Yeah.
too, right?
Yes, they were.
Okay.
And then that was the
Okay.
prize that we got,
Yeah.
and that's what I thought of when we were talking about all the ducks.
Those ducks were much bigger.
Yeah, they were like rubber ducks.
Yeah, those were
size.
big ducks.
Yeah.
And they had numbers on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
What
Numbers.
were the prizes? I don't remember this.
There was just different prizes.
Lotion. I got lotion.
Yeah,
Oh,
lotion,
yeah, yeah.
snacks, flare
I-
pens, things like that. Another fun idea with ducks to bring a little fun and joy to your school.
Well, I know that one of my teacher friends has a bowl of ducks and she has the numbers of the students.
Oh,
And
yes.
so like when she has to pull a random kiddo's name, like instead of having sticks, she has ducks and she'll be like, "Oh, my lucky duck is," and she'll pull out a duck and she'll be like, "Number 13. So
How cute.
that's another playoff of ducks.
Didn't you guys hatch a duck one year?
This one time in first grade, we hatched chicks, but one of the teachers said, "Hey, I know a farm that has duck eggs." So she brought that duck egg in and hatched it with her chick eggs, and those chicks and that duck acted like they were all one big family.
I
It was
heard
really
her
cool.
say that the duck doesn't realize he or she is a duck and
Yeah.
thinks it's a chicken.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's funny.
Our prank wasn't just about hiding ducks, though. It was about building camaraderie, bringing laughter into the workplace, and making a fun memory that will be talked about, hopefully for years.
Yeah.
In schools where the stress can be high and the demands are endless, finding lighthearted ways to spark joy strengthens relationships and builds a positive culture. Whether in the classroom, among colleagues, or even with your leadership, moments of unexpected delight remind us that laughter is a powerful tool in education.
All right, so what's a small, funny moment at work or school that you still remember years later?
Well, I just know anytime I've taken more than 10 minutes to eat my lunch and actually sit in the staff lounge, I've had such a great time chatting with staff and laughing about something. And I remember one time we were all sitting in the staff lounge and I was listening to a staff member tell a story about how she had to trim her grass with scissors.
my
one day.
gosh.
Do you guys remember this story?
Like a whole lawn?
well, part of the lawn.
Oh,
So she was telling the story about how her landlord said they needed to cut their grass, and they started with a lawnmower, but the lawnmower broke, and they had to get it done like that day, and so they had to finish like the last small section with scissors.
Oh my gosh.
And they were like, anyway, totally a random story, but I don't know, it just sticks out as like a funny moment in the staff lounge of chatting with people. That's really funny.
Small moment, but funny. Or that one time when it was the end of the school year and I was like, hey, I really want to get up on the roof. And you guys were like, that's not a good idea, Celeste. And I said, no, I'm about to leave the school and I have yet to be up on the roof and I really want to get up on the roof. And so I talked to administration and I said, hey, can I go up on the roof? And she said, I don't know what you're talking about, but here's the door where you could go if you wanted to get on the roof. But I am not encouraging any of this behavior. And so I went up on the roof and I started waving to everybody. And Allison pulls into the parking lot in her car and I'm like, Allison, hey. And I have to yell really loud. And then I'm waking up the entire neighborhood.
And my butt was puckering because I was so nervous that you were going to fall off. I'm like, get back from the edge. Move back. And I was like, but that's funny. How'd you get up there? But step back.
And then I was really scared to get down because it was like a shady ladder in a really weird place. And I remember I sat there for a long time and I'm like, you can do this, Celeste. You can do hard things. You can get off this roof.
Well, and our administrators would go up there as like celebrations and stuff. Like if we met a goal, they would go and have their office up on the building for a day. I remember one time going up and having my monthly meeting up there. I don't think that they expected me to show up, but I was like, I want to go up on the roof. And so I found the way to get up there. And said, okay, I'm here for my monthly meeting. And they were like, we can reschedule that.
Kristen, have you been on the roof?
No, but I was there to support you. I was terrified. I don't like heights like Kelsey, but really, you get these ideas in your head sometimes, Celeste, and I don't want to join you all the time, but I worry for your safety. So I just go to, if I need to call for help, that someone is there to call for help for you.
And then
You're her
you
support.
left me up there. You
To get
moved
help.
the ladder.
I did not move the ladder.
Somebody moved the
did
ladder.
move the ladder. Who was
Because I
that?
couldn't get down.
I remember you being like, I need help.
Probably someone that said, this isn't safe. Why is there a ladder right here?
Kids will climb up this ladder.
Yeah,
and
No, it was a day it was like the last day when there were no kids.
Oh, that's right.
There were no students.
No, but I did go get the assistant principal to come support me, supporting you. You got down. You are fine.
Okay, so instead of going onto the roof, what are maybe some smaller moments of joy that teachers can bring into their classrooms or maybe in your schools?
So something that brings joy in my classroom, and we do this like throughout the day. This isn't just a one-off thing. This is part of our culture. But like we'll be working together in part of our we do's, like if we do the model of I do, we do, you do. And during the we do, when we're all working together and somebody shares an idea or shares a strategy we want to celebrate, then we will give them air high fives. Everybody give so-and-so an air high five. And they'll give an air high five. Or we'll be like, hey, give a round of applause. And they'll clap their hands in a circle. Or we'll be like, hey, give them a truck driver. I think I do mine a little bit different because they changed it a little bit. And so we just go with it. And so we pump our arms up and down like we're trying to get a truck driver to honk. And we go, honk, honk. And then we grab the CB, the little
invisible
CB
one.
thing.
Yeah.
And we go, good job, buddy. And then we hang our CB back up and then we keep going with our lesson. So
I love that too.
Yeah.
I might want to steal that truck driver one. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Because all we do is with our fingers, whoever made that comment or answer, we just point our 10 fingers at them and just do a finger shake with a woohoo.
Oh, I love
So
that.
a 10
fun.
finger. Woohoo.
Fun. Those are great for like classrooms. I feel like our school has really worked hard to do some school-wide incentives for kids and celebrations.
Ooh.
And we have a nest and you can fill your point card. And when it's all full, you get to go to the nest. And my favorite new card that's in there is called the spy card.
Ooh, what's that?
So
Tell us more.
if you get this card, you can come schedule a time with our secretary, and you get to sit at the security camera computer, and you get to spy on their friends at lunch. And so she'll
that's
ask, she'll be like,
hilarious.
"Hey, what's your brother wearing today?" And then they'll zoom in on the camera and they'll watch their friends at either
my
lunch
gosh,
or on
that's
the
funny.
playground.
My class absolutely loves this. I think I have someone scheduled pretty much every day.
But are they spying on students or me?
A little bit of both, but yeah.
That's really
Right?
funny. We have a few of those that our principals have started too that I really love. And one of my favorites is the kindness cart. And so students can pick this card and they pick 4 teachers that they want to deliver the kindness cart to. And the teacher can pick from a snack or a drink. And it's sweet
I
because
like that.
it's so cute how the kids want to pass on that joy. Like they got the prize, but they're passing on joy to teachers, which I think is so
Aw,
sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We had just 2 weeks ago, I think, I was in the middle of working on a project with my students, and we were working hard, and it was a little stressful because students are cutting and gluing and making trifolds for their projects. And all of a sudden, the principal and assistant principal walked in, and they were like, "Hey, pick something out of the cooler." Now, it was
What was in the cooler?
it was appropriate drinks, but it was just kind of nice to get an ice cold sparkling water in the afternoon.
Oh,
You know what I
that's
mean?
fun.
Like, it was
I love
fun.
that. Something that we started that I really love, every Friday morning when the students enter, we welcome them with a pom-pom parade. And this is a shout out to our counselor and psychologist who started this they had pom-poms at the entrance when kids came in, and then it's grown from there. So now our admin, myself, any support staff that is not with a class joins, and sometimes district level staff, if they're in the building, join us too. And the students come in when the bell rings, and we're there with our pom-poms and saying things like "Happy Friday" or "We're happy you're here" or "Make it a great day." And it just brings me so much joy because the kids' faces turn from like mornings to like the brightest smiles. And most recently, our 5th grade student council members have joined us during the pom-pom parade, and they're learning how to spread that positivity and joy with their friends too. And it's so sweet to watch
Oh,
them
that's
cheering on their
awesome.
friends.
I love when the kids get involved.
Yeah, all of those are great ways to bring positive school culture. So what's a simple way that you can bring laughter or joy into your school this week?
Well, I remember one year it was my turn to decorate the hallway bulletin board, and I had printed off all these sticky notes with positive notes on them, and the challenge was to pass a positive note along and brighten somebody's day. And I think it's a simple way to share some fun with a colleague or maybe a colleague you haven't talked to that much and try and brighten their day a little bit.
I remember seeing those sticky notes and being like, "Hey, this is a cool idea," and bringing them around and putting them on people's doors, whiteboards, computers. And one day I got one and I was like, "Oh, somebody thought of me." And so that was joyful.
Just a surprise little happy note.
It was happy.
Yeah.
Well, Celeste and I at our school, we've done the underground dress code where students have no idea, and all of a sudden all the teachers are wearing black or all the teachers are wearing hats or something like that. But then there was one that was really crazy.
Oh, anything but a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys do?
I brought a mouthwash container.
Oh.
But the best part was that then I put some coloring in it, so then it really looked like mouthwash.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
funny.
But I had to give a disclaimer because at 3rd grade lunch, they're all like, "That's really unhealthy. You shouldn't be drinking mouthwash." And I'm like, "No, it's just water."
I had an invisible cup.
In other words, she didn't participate because she's super lame.
My brain wasn't working. I was like, I have no idea. And some people had some really crazy ideas. Like one of my teammates had an iron. She put a straw into her iron where the water comes
Wow.
out.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and the kids were like, "Have you seen her? What is she doing?" And then we
impressive.
had one teacher, a kindergarten teacher, super cute teacher, and she had a vase that had a flower in it. And so as she's teaching, she's like, "Hold on," to her class, "I need to drink some of my water. Stay hydrated." And they're like, "No, no." And she's totally drinking out of this vase with a flower in it. We've also had potlucks. You know, anyone does better when there's free food in the lounge.
Yeah.
So
My team celebrates birthdays that way. So we decided that when it was somebody's birthday, we would tell that person, don't bring a lunch. And it's awesome because, when you're a teacher, you've got all the things in the morning. I've got to remember my water. I've got to remember my lunch. I've got to remember my backpack and my computer, all the things, right? And it's just nice to have one less thing to think about in the morning. So when it's your birthday, you're coming in and you're going to have a fabulous lunch that all you had to do is be born.
That's probably a better choice instead of handstand twerks.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So,
Note
but it's
to
also
self.
nice because it's also a time for us to sit down and visit too.
Yeah.
We usually go into the library where the librarian had created like a collaboration space where there's cozy chairs and it's like some little plants in there and it's just like a nice loungy area. And so we sit around and we visit and we talk about everything but school, and it's just a fun time. We've even played What Do You Meme? Teacher edition. And that was funny. We played that while we were eating our birthday celebration lunch together. So fun times.
Those are all great ways to bring some laughter and some joy into your building and just create that positive building atmosphere.
All right, listeners on the loose, now it's your turn. This week, we challenge you to create a small moment of joy in your school. Whether it's hiding a tiny duck, leaving a surprise note for a colleague, or planning a harmless prank, find a way to bring unexpected laughter to your day.
Because the best memories often come from the simplest ideas. So we say, go for it. And when you do, obviously we want to hear all about it. So share your stories with us on Instagram at Teachers on the Loose or X at TeachersOTL.
Remember, laughter isn't just fun. It builds relationships, strengthens school culture, and makes even the toughest days a little bit brighter.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Teachers on the Loose. We can't wait to hear about your own quacky adventures. Tune in next week when we talk about the day the Sharks were in Colorado.
Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na
teachers on the loose.
I got nothing. We don't do anything fun.
Literally every lunchtime with you guys is fun and laughing. Just freaking laugh. Freaking laugh, people.
Just have a good time, you guys.